Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video I've not done really in a while, which is another review. Today I'll be reviewing Invadr, a coaster that might be small but is surprisingly fun for what it is, despite what some people might say about this ride. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Invadr is a GCI wooden coaster that opened on April 7th, 2017. The ride is a basic family coaster located at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg in Virginia, and only has a drop of 74 feet as well as a length of 2118 feet. This ride was designed by both Jeff Pike and Skyline Design LLC, which is a subsidiary of Skyline Attractions. Yes, that Skyline Attractions. The ride was the first wooden coaster at the park and was built to be a basic stepping stone for families trying to help little kids experience big attractions and hopefully move on to bigger rides such as Verbolten. This stepping stone design philosophy was the main reason why this coaster was on the smaller side compared to other coasters by GCI. Additionally, SeaWorld had the old quasi-millennium flyer trains in storage, so building a GCI would allow the trains to be reused, which is likely why GCI was selected over, say, the Gravity Group. In early 2016, the park began teasing a new addition which seemed to be planned for the 2017 season, and around the same time, BGWFans.com uncovered site plans for a new ride. Later that same year, the park would make an announcement about this project, where they did confirm there would be a new wooden coaster. Along with this, the public was given 3 options to name the coaster: Viking Raider, Battle Clash, and the one that won out, Invadr. Emphasis on the R and without the E. God, that name is weird. After the announcement, construction continued, with parts of the drop and sections crossing over the park's train tracks already worked on before the announcement in order to minimize delays. Piece by piece and plank by plank, the ride's wooden track and steel structure came together throughout the 2016 season and into early 2017. Finally, on April 7th, 2017, the ride opened to the public to decent fanfare. The general public seemed to appreciate the ride, especially families who could ride this coaster as an experience that isn't as scary as Verbolten, but is also not as tame as Grover's Alpine Express in the same park. However, the reception from traveled coaster enthusiasts was not as good, with the ride receiving more mixed reviews. Though some liked it, others thought it was boring, forceless, or downright uncomfortable, and as a result, this ride was largely ignored by the coaster community as a whole. You start, interestingly enough, by rolling out of the station into a quick turn, which isn't too bad for a family coaster's pre-lift section, before ascending the lift hill. I personally find most lift chains to be somewhat loud, and this is no exception. I would surely love the Twisted Timbers lift hill. All jokes aside, once you hit the top, you'll do a 90-degree left turn before hopping up into this little thing and then doing a drop in a tunnel, and you get some pretty good airtime. It's a pretty good drop for what it is. You get good floater, and then you pull onto a ditch and do the first turn, which is not too special, but then you enter this floater hill and followed by another back-to-back floater pop immediately, and it's just back-to-back turns and pops after that, all back-to-back. It's really rapid fire, and that's what I like about this. And it's not even the best part. The best part of the ride actually starts with this S-bend element, followed by popping into like this turn where it banks slightly left. It happens on other GCIs. I can't really describe it. Just look at the POV and you'll understand. But you'll suddenly drop off, then do another rapid couple pops of airtime. I love this part so much just because of how back-to-back and rapid fire it is. It's something I like in coasters a lot. As long as something's just being shot at me like back-to-back, like it's rapid fire, that's what I really love in a coaster. And I don't know a lot of people who seek that out. They like good pacing, but this isn't really pacing. It's just rapid fire stuff. And I think this is why I like this ride a little more than the average enthusiast would like it, because it has that rapid fire stuff, and I expect myself to really like a lot of the other GCIs once I start riding them. But the best part finishes off with some airtime hills, again back to back, and then you finish off the ride with a 270-degree helix, which has okay/decent positives, into a banked brake run. Yes, it's banked for some reason. You go through the maintenance shed and back to the station like every other GCI out there, and that concludes the ride experience. I personally think this ride is very fun for what it is. It has a nice drop, good pacing in some parts, and some memorable elements. Though this ride does not go out of the way to be the most intense or the most thrilling, I think it's clear GCI did an amazing job for this ride while still remaining within its design constraints, and I feel this coaster is actually underrated. I know many of you who might have even ridden this might disagree, but hear me out. There are a lot of fun floater pops throughout the ride with its hills. The ride does a good job with being compact and doing rapid twists and turns, which help improve the ride experience, especially for someone like me, as well as being a very smooth ride with comfortable Millennium Flyer trains incorporating a great design style of Great Coasters International. Pun intended. From the drop, to the rapid fire turns, to even the ending helix, this ride still incorporates a good layout despite its limitations as a small family coaster. Getting into the verdict, I'll start off with the aggression rating. I will give this a blue square intermediate score. This is due to the rapid fire and quicker pacing compared to other family coasters, as well as the sun drop and twisterish layout being at least somewhat aggressive, despite the coaster's obviously small size. The rating I think makes sense since this is not really a kiddie coaster, nor is it even a basic family coaster that's somewhat forceless and you can bring your 5-year-olds on it. You can, but it's a little aggressive for a coaster that a 5-year-old can ride, so I give it the low blue square tier. But that doesn't completely disqualify young kids from riding it. If they can ride it as a stepping stone coaster to bigger rides. But moving on, I've been very positive about this ride, but despite the pros of good pacing, rapid fire elements, good restraints in trains, and a smooth ride, there are cons as well. These include the obvious fact that this is a less thrilling family coaster, meaning the forces it pulls might not be as powerful or enjoyable, which certainly holds back. As well, the ride is very small, being under 100 feet tall and lacking in track length. This means the ride duration won't be as long, and thus the ride will be overall much less impressive. So when taking both pros and cons, balancing them out and taking them into account, I'd give this coaster a flat B grade. I feel this rating is appropriate as despite the good experience and design, its size and status holds it back from being a much bigger and better ride. This doesn't mean it's less fun, but there are just bigger and better rides and roller coasters out there that provide better and more interesting experiences. I would still recommend getting on this thing at least once or twice if the lines are not too long and if you're not too busy when you're at the park. Though I would still advise you to try to give other rides like Pantheon and Verbolten priority over this ride, as those I feel are much more notable, better ride experiences, and better worth your time. That's going to be all for today. Do you agree with my review of this ride? Should I do more reviews of coasters I haven't ridden? Got any ideas to improve the channel? Comment all of your answers down below. I haven't really been doing reviews lately. I've been focusing on original content and the rides you forgot about series, so I thought dipping my toes into this once again would be nice. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I got more good content like this coming out once or twice a week. And also be sure to like and comment on this video as well. It helps my channel grow tremendously. But anyway, that'll be all for now. Peace out.